Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sterling's upstairs at the Federal. Please welcome Rosalind Cohn.
Millions of years ago, on the planet Tegak, there was a hydrogen bomb explosion in volcanoes. Millions of souls were blown apart, and today, people on what is now called Earth are suffering. This by no means can be debated. We have proof.
Wait! What about God creating the world in 6 days, and Jesus and Moses and Buddha and Muhammad and those special underwear people?
Fallacy, heresy, fallacy, heresy, fallacy, heresy!
Wait a minute, everybody. It's already a little weird, isn't it? A sci-fi spirituality. Just know, when a bunch of us got in the church, the internet did not exist. So there is no way we could have known what you or South Park have heard. Even the press were afraid to do a story on them. So let's start from the beginning. Who the hell am I? I'm Roz. And from the moment I was born, I was destined to be an actress and in the theater because my mom went into labor with me at San Francisco's Curran Theater while watching The Sound of Music. Oh, I adore Julie Andrews. She is a goddess with the spirit of showbiz flowing through my veins. At the age of 5, I had my first ambition. I was gonna be a go-go dancer in a cage. These boots are made for walking on film and Broadway too. Even though I'm 5, I know that's what I'm gonna do. By the time I was 7, I gave up go-go dancing. I wanted to be an actress. When I saw the movie Funny Girl, that cemented it. I'm sorry, Julie. Step aside. Don't call me Roz. Call me Barbara. What's happening to me? Why am I shaking? I've had this problem ever since I was a little girl. It's like near epilepsy. But I have to be a serious actress, like Barbara. Oh, maybe I need to call on my first muse for help. WWJD. What would Julie do? In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and the shaking goes away. And every move I undertake can be done without a quake. I'm calm. Well, I'll be. It's very clear to me that a little bit of shaking doesn't have to make me frown, doesn't have to bring me down. Don't call me a clown. Just a little bit of shaking won't mean that I'll fall down. In fact, I know I'll be okay. Julie isn't working. Maybe I can go dance this away. Shake it off, Rosie. Shake it off, Rosie. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Come on, Rosie. Come on, Rosie. Breathe it on out. Breathe. Breathe. I feel my bones shake, shaking to beat. I feel my life tumbling down, tumbling down. I just lose control. Can't nail this goal. This shaking takes its toll. All over my life. It is please help me to stop shaking so I can become a successful actress? Please. I've got to find something that will help me. And then I met Jay. I will be using initials in this show to protect people's privacies and myself from lawsuits. Jay was an actor, very successful, and he had the shakes. I said, Jay, how do you do it? How do you control the shaking and still act? It's simple, Roz. Have you thought of your eternity? You mean like the cologne? Will that work? No, Roz. Focus on the bigger picture. I really mean your eternity. My inner Barbara went, wah. Come with me to Celebrity Center. Lots of famous actors there. They'll find the solution to help you stop shaking. Wow, that sounds great. This is your eternity, Roz. What are you telling me? Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me? It's your eternity. This teacher Hubbard built a bridge to follow. She said, Miss Rosalind Cone, your life is not your own. She said to think of my eternity. Missy, aren't she? Look, see, be free, be free. What are you telling me? That this is Scientology, yeah. Well, you mean I can stop shaking, become a successful actress, and get my eternity? Sign me up, I'm in. Sign me up for that $2,000 lifetime membership that now costs $5,000. Scientology sounds scientific. So started my 23-year journey in 1985 with L. Ron Hubbard, also known as the Commodore or Soars. Thanks to Jay and other famous Celebrity Center inmates like Johnny T. and Tommy C., I began to cruise into a new part of my life. I re-greased the wheel, and I was on my way. Rosie, 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 baby, Rosie, Bobby, Rosie, Rosie, darling, Rosie, we've got something to tell you. Rosie, we've got something to sell you. Rosie, it's important to have it all. Rosie, if you don't, your progress will stall. Come to the Celebrity Center. There's so many actors to meet. Come to the Celebrity Center. There's John Travolta, Kirstie Alley, Leah Remini. Well, not anymore. Tommy's crazy. The first solution they offered to calm my shaking was to give me CalMag. That's calcium magnesium mixed with vinegar. Yum! But I'm in monthly pain. For that, I'm gonna take Advil. No. It has been proven. Advil messes with your mind. Proven? No, it hasn't been. Rosie, take your CalMag, it helps you. CalMag is the answer to calm you down. Okay. Roz, to start you on your road from clear to eternity, you need to get rid of your body toxins and do the purification. Jay was in an improv group with a guy named T. who was tater hot. I had been pining for him for 2 years. Jay's wife called to say, "Tea's in the Purif, get in there!" I figured, okay, I could always be healthier. I had no intention in doing Scientology. But I figured if I could do tea, I'd sweat in hell. Rossi, time for purification. Tea is sweating, Rossi, you'll sweat with him too. I can bang him. Roz, to stop that shaking, you need 12 and a half hours of counseling for $3,200, which now can cost $5,000 to $8,000. Rossi, Scientology's waiting. Rossi, Scientology's here for you. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's really about, isn't it? That's what it's really about. Come take this course with us. Come follow Source with us. You'll go clear. I finished my Purif, and T and I are in love. But I'm still shaking. Roz, you need auditing. Auditing means to listen, and it's done by an auditor. So, I plunked down $3,200 for 12 and a half hours of it using their special gadget. Each 12 and a half hour chunk is called an intensive, and I will tell you, I finished that intensive, I had an audition. I do not know if I was shaking on it, but I wasn't worried about it. Maybe it's worth paying all that money for what Hubbard calls the bridge to total freedom. So I guess it's official? I'm a Scientologist? Ah! Okay. Okay, for the sake of brevity, let's call Scientology Scion and Scientologists Scions. Has nothing to do with the car. One of the main principles we learn about is called suppression, which means to squash or make less of. The Commodore, or Source, got me to realize that 2.5% of this world's population is filled with what he calls the suppressive person. What's a suppressive person? Let's consult the technical dictionary. Isn't he a handsome devil? The technical dictionary was written by L. Ron Hubbard, and it contains all the technical jargon he made up. Suppressive person, those who are destructively antisocial. One that actively seeks to damage Scientology. Who would do that? Being connected to a suppressive person is the cause of illness. It says here. The average neurotic female, basically insecure, due to some long self-suffering, may react with psychosomatic symptoms, difficult to endure, involving the hands, the self, and ability to act. In other words, just from hanging around with suppressives, losers, and fakes, a person can develop the shakes. You can stuff her full of supplements you think will work. You can give her a course designed by Source, but it just won't work. If she's squashed and held down by a critical suppressive jerk, a person will continue the bad shakes. Ah! The shaking is not my fault. It's all those suppressive people hanging around me. Wait, if I do their training, I will no longer be the adverse effect, that means victim, of their evil, and I won't shake. Now I need to do my Academy auditor training package for $6,000 that now can cost $26,000. This is the Academy! What do I do now, Mr. Supervisor? Call me Soup. Sure, Soup. Well, Roz, first you do your training routines or TRs, where you learn to effectively communicate and control objects and people. Ooh, you mean like Harry Potter or Carrie or Harry Carey. The auditing in this course gets you into present time. Where else have I been? Roz? Mm-hmm. You have a problem with control, don't you? This course was made for someone like you, and it's where some major mind control comes in. Meet the ashtray and the drill, where we learn to control objects through intention. Watch. As I use the commands, not my body, only my intention, to control this ashtray. Stand up. Thank you. Sit down on that chair. Thank you. This is Meshuggah. Don't you know you're the one lifting the fakakta thing? And what the hell are you thinking it for? Babs, I am thinking it because in Scion we acknowledge a communication in the execution of a command. And my intention is lifting it. I am going to be in control of everything and at cause over matter, energy, space, and time, and shaking. What will my life be like? I wonder. Stand up. Thank you. Is it intention or me? I wonder. Sit down on that chair. Thank you. It just feels so exciting to control this thing that I see. Stand up. Thank you. My heart is widely rejoicing. Sit down on that chair. Thank you. Who runs this matter? It's me. I've longed to be successful and do the things I've never did. Moving ashtrays, though not stressful. This drill's for the impaired. Stand up. Thank you. Mind control on ashtrays. A little crazy, I know that. Oh, I must stop these doubts, all this judging. If I don't, I'll stay where I'm at. I must dream of the things I am seeking. Stop this shaking. Oh, look, it's set. I'll control my life with self-reliance. Control this tray and each appliance. Prove I can do it, and while I show me, I'll break free. So I have power over ashtrays. Let my intention pave the way. I have confidence this object will obey. Besides which you see, levitate for me. That was my intention. So you guys laugh, but I did think that ashtray was complying. So I've been doing these drills with another student called my twin. I'll call her KK. We take turns auditing each other. Everything had been going fine until we hit a huge snag. I needed to be in California, that's home, to be with my family for a big event. I gave my soup and KK 2 weeks' notice when I would be leaving. 2 nights before my trip, our soup pushes us into an auditing session I did not want to do because I knew there would be trouble. I was right. KK did not have a good session. Well, unbeknownst to me, they used the fact I was going out of town to try to get her to plunk down thousands of dollars to finish her auditing using a professional instead of me. She got pissed and refused. I then get hauled in and am pushed to call my dad to tell him I needed to cancel the trip so I could finish her auditing. Oh, it was a bad scene. My dad hated Scion, but he loved me so much. He offered to fly KK to California so we could audit in the garden, so I could still be with my family and fulfill my responsibilities to a thing he felt was crap. That's love. That's my dad. When KK and staff heard what he was willing to do, they backed down, let me go on my trip without KK. But why did she have to go through that drama? Why did I? Why did my dad? What was so urgent? So I get back from my trip, we finish the auditing, and I book an industrial film. But I can see I'm shaking on it. Actresses cannot shake. I have got to fix this problem. I know. I'll buy my own soup can kit for $4,600. There you go. Meet the Hubbard electropsychometer. I know, it looks like something out of the Jetsons. And these cans originally were soup cans. How the e-meter works. The auditor turns the meter on, and a tiny current of electricity passes from the meter through the wires into the cans you are holding, and the electricity goes into you. Then there's your mind. Hubbard says in your mind is something called the reactive mind, full of pictures of painful events, the traumatic events full of pain and unconsciousness. So the auditor asks you a question, like Roz, recall a loss, and I'll look into my mind and I'll think about a time I lost a dog, and I'll start telling the auditor about it, and grief will start coming up. Now that harmful energy impinges on the electricity flowing through me. It goes back into this meter, and it shows on the meter dial, and this needle starts to move. Now, the goal in auditing is to get rid of that harmful energy forever, and then you have a wow, a realization. That's called a cognition, accompanied by a needle action going smoothly back and forth in an even way. That's called a floating needle. And I will tell you, when you have all those things going on, it feels great. But there's times it ain't so great. Like the auditor has asked you the question and you have answered till you have no more answers because there's nothing left there to see. But you know, you got to get that needle floating by session end. So what you do is you dig into your mind and you start to make up your past. But you don't know you're making it up. You think it's real, and you have fake cognitions, and then the needle starts to float. And this amazing Jetson gadget has the ability to show you an exact moment in time, to seconds ago, to even trillions of years ago. And that is when I should have jumped ship. So WWSOD, what would Susie Orman do? She'd advise me to flip these cans over and pass them amongst you as a collection plate to make back some of that $60,000 I spent. Give freely! So, I am having a really hard time studying these training materials. Studying Scion is grueling. These are my dictionaries, courtesy of the 99-cent store, because I spent too much on soup cans. In Scion, you cannot go beyond a word you don't understand, because then you just can't apply what you're learning. So not only do you have to know a word in its context, you have to know every definition in every context for full conceptual understanding, down to the word's derivation, which means when it was created. That's called clearing a word. Oh, help! WWJD, what would Julie do? Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Doe, a deer, a female deer, also known as the partner of a stag. And then there's stag party. Shit, now I have to clear stag and stag party. And then there's DEAR, a homonym. That's a word that sounds the same but spelled differently with entirely different meanings. Ray, a drop of golden sun. The center of the universe. What's a universe? A system of stars and their galaxies. What's a galaxy? Me, a name I call myself. Am I myself? What's that? What's that? What is it? It's a pronoun. What's that? It's grammar? Far, a longer way to run. I'm already tired. So, a needle pulling thread. What's that? It's made of flax. What the flip is flax? Law, a note to follow, so I'll come back to that one. Tea, a drink with jam and bread. I hope it's caffeinated. That will bring me back to I just don't know how to read. With these rules, how can I succeed? So, since I'm defining things, you guys want to hear a little bit about how the church is set up? You're a very attentive audience. Public means anyone who is not an employee of the church. All of you here tonight, even though you have no interest in Scion that you know of, are public and hold a place on the church's organization board. I was public. Once you start paying for services and showing up, you are public, but you also become a field staff member, or FSM. The church would like you to bring people in, buy a service, and you earn a commission. There are different levels of staff and different levels of organization. Let's focus on the highest level of staff who sign a billion-year contract. Yep, to serve the Commodore. They're called Sea Org. Org for organization, and sea because originally they sailed with Hubbard on the sea to be in international waters, so they could be free from the rule of any one government. Hubbard feared he would be captured. Wonder why. Now, public scions and most church staff have no idea about what I am going to tell you. I've learned what went on in the early days on board that ship called the Apollo. Many of the crew knew nothing about sailing. Hubbard ran a tight ship based on what he believed was right or wrong. He created different ethics punishments based on the crime. One punishment was to have crew members shuttle peanuts along the wooden deck with their noses. Source wasn't fond of kids being loud on the ship. Kids are treated as adults. Their punishment for unruly behavior was to be put in the chain locker. That's the chain that pulls the anchor. Highly dangerous, as one could be mutilated once that anchor was set in motion. And then there was overboarding. If he deemed you were guilty of trouble, you'd be tossed over the side of the ship, regardless of the tumult in the sea or whether or not you could swim. And if you displayed no fear in that penalty, you'd be overboarded, blindfolded. And if still no fear, have your hands or feet bound, sometimes while being blindfolded. Now, Did this really happen? Reliable sources say yes. Did anyone die? Not that I've heard. So, come aboard the Apollo. Sounds a lot safer than one of those Italian cruise ships. I'd like to be easy and free on the Commodore's Apollo on the sea. Drinking his rum, he'd get real numb on that swanky Apollo on the sea. Follow the rules, they can't be ignored. If you don't, you'll get thrown overboard. You want adventure? We've got the key on the Commodore's Apollo on the sea. There would be girls, all of them pearls, dressed in hot pants and lighting up his cools. They don't know shit, no, not one bit, hitting sandbars, it was a ship of fools. Don't be troubled, don't be one of those. You'll be pushing around a peanut with a bloody nose. I'd like to be easy and free on the Commodore's Apollo on the sea. Keep your kids out of sight, 'cause if they're loud, they're sleeping with the anchor tonight. I'd like to be easy and free on the Commodore's Apollo. There's a lot you'll have to swallow on the Commodore's Apollo on the sea. I had my own rocky sea experience with Sea Org. A husband and wife team. 2 Sea Org members were sent from Celebrity Center International, CC Int in LA, to run Celebrity Center New York, CC New York. Prior to their arrival, CC New York had been a blast. That all changed when they came. I will call them the WCs, and like a water closet, they should have been peed on. Nobody wanted to study at CC New York because everything had become so strict. They had a timeline for everything. One night, I'm called into Mr. WC's office, and he says, "You're 27. Like, that's so old? You haven't had Tommy C's career. Time you give it up. Join staff." Well, I kept a straight face. After all, I'd been trained in their way of remaining neutral regardless of the attack. "I'll think about it. Thank you." I was freaking! If Hubbard says artists create the future, what is this guy telling me to give it up and join staff? When I got home, I called every CC New York actor friend to tell them they were not to step foot in his office. I would not have them go through what I did. The next day, I knew I had to do the most ethical thing, and that was to report them. That report is called a knowledge report. After I sent it in, I felt better. I did the right thing. But a little while later, Tommy, sitting in the morning sun, at my temp job, I'm having fun. Get a message on my machine. As I listen, I start turning green. "Hey, honey," my staff member friend called and left me a message. "Honey, your head is on a pike. Did you know about this?" I call her back. "Hey, A, my head is right here." But I knew I was in trouble. Head on a pike? It's a metaphor from the Middle Ages Hubbard used, and the intent is to show you are trouble and everybody else better watch out. The WC's intent was to warn everybody not to disobey them and to shut me up. I'm sitting with my head on a pike. Can't talk to none of the people I like. I'm sitting with my head on a pike, really scared. It got worse. A mission is a small group of Sea Orgs sent to fix a problem. A mission was sent from LA to fix why nobody wanted to study at CC New York. I had sent in numerous reports telling them what was wrong, and they decide to pin it all on me. Houston, I'm the problem? But at the same time, I'm so excited because I'm gonna get $15,000 from my landlord to move out of my studio apartment rental. And I was gonna use that money to buy these 2 courses I really wanted. CC New York knew all about my plan and they were waiting for that dough. Well, the mission says, Roz, we know you want those courses. First, you're ordered to security checking. Sec check. It's a really severe ethics action. It's used to find out your crimes and if you're a security risk, AKA, have you ever been a spy? No. Have you ever been a newspaper reporter? No. Have you ever had any unkind thoughts about L. Ron Hubbard? Maybe. It costs thousands of dollars and it's comprised of at least 170 questions, and it's another way of implanting major mind control. You know what I did? I said, I'm not doing it. I am following policy. The WCs are not. I will scrub stairwells like Cinderella to make whatever amends, but you're not getting that money for this. Thank you. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. You're not getting my money for a crime I did not do. Know what? They went along with my refusal. I ended up doing some diddly squat amends, and that drama ended. But I was at a crossroads. I never wanted to be on staff. I never wanted to be in a priesthood. I certainly never wanted to be in the military. I just want to be a successful actress and not shake. There must be something here after all this investment that will help me. And there was. So it's 1991. I've been in Scion 6 years, and I got that $15,000 from my landlord, and I bought those 2 courses I wanted. The first course is Key to Life, or KTL. Do you not love these titles? It helps you clear up major study problems. Hubbard makes it simple to understand the small common words like a, the, that make up language, and he redefines grammar in a less complex way. Well, I will tell you, I finished my Key to Life in 1992. I get a gig on Broadway with Tony Randall's National Actors Theater. Just like that. Was it Key to Life? I'll never know. One of the shows we did was Saint Joan, and I'm basically in the chorus. And who is the only chorus member given the job to hold a piece of paper that the entire cast and audience stares at while holding it, but Senorita Seismica. I downed CalMag during rehearsal. I know, it would have been easier just to have a glass of Chardonnay and a hit off a joint. I pretend I was Tommy C because he doesn't shake. I was feeling done in, couldn't win, never been on Broadway before. I thought there's no use getting wrapped up with my fretting. It only leads to trouble and massive sweating. Now I wanna know, is how to let go. I've tasted success and I want more. CalMag isn't working. And then I remembered the procedure, reach and withdraw. If I touch every object in the theater, I'll anchor myself in the theater and I'll own that space. Reach that piano. Thank you. Withdraw from that piano. Thank you. That feels great. So now all I have to do, I'll just touch every chair, curtain, and wall. Gotta touch it, touch it, touch it. I wanna get centered. Ease me, please me, appease me. Calm this awful stage fright. So I'm trying to do this subtly, so no one will think I'm crazy. 'Cause if anyone knows, thank you, I'd be exposed. I see a light shining so bright. I touch it, I touch it. I own that exit sign, thank you. All that I see is mine. I need a steady hand, and I'll be fine. Gotta touch it, touch it, touch it. I wanna get anchored. Ease me, please me, appease me. Calm this awful stage fright. Be still tonight. Let me feel alright. Let me be alright. Well, it was only 5 out of 65 performances I shook. And we were nominated for a Tony Award, even with Senoritas shaky. So, the next course is LOC, or the Life Orientation Course. There's a lot to this course. There's a lot to this microphone, too. You basically work out your life according to Hubbard's organizational board. It's like a flow chart of your life. And to make things real and tangible, you put them in clay. Yeah, that's Tony Randall. Am I a gifted sculptress or what? I will tell you, things started manifesting that I put in clay. I put Tony and I working together. He hired me for a summer stock show starring him, and it was so successful, there were plans to move it to Broadway. I put the film director, Sidney Lumet, in clay, but I made a mistake. It was supposed to be Sidney Pollack, another film director, but I labeled the clay Sidney Lumet. Well, I'm back from my summer stock gig with Tony at my day job, and I get a call from a huge casting office that Sidney Lumet wants to meet me. I met him and booked the film he was directing. Was it the clay? I don't know. Those 2 courses were the highlight for me. I dug them. I was doing great. That did not last long. Those of us who did the Pure-Up during a certain time period were told they delivered it incorrectly, and did we want to do it again for free? Free? Yeah. Well, it took me 3 months to finish that Pure-Up as opposed to the 6 weeks it took me with 4. And I'm talking sweating 5 hours a day, 7 days a week. My body could not handle those high dosages of vitamins, which I have since learned are dangerous. And I develop an unwanted friend. I'm in agony. Anytime you have an ailment, you must report it, as it will be found out anyway, as you're constantly monitored. So I'm put on the soup cans. Oh! Roz, what's happening? What does it look like? Roz, you need the PTS rundown. The audience doesn't know PTS. You take this one, Babs. PTS means you're a potential trouble source. You're trouble to yourself and others. You'll get sick, make mistakes, all because you're connected to a suppressive person or group. The PTS rundown, that costs about $20,000. It's handling PTSD in this lifetime. And if that needle doesn't float, you go to past lives. How can that needle float when I feel like there's a needle up my hiney? I'm sitting on the train, going who knows where. Start to feel a pain in my derriere. I know I don't like it. Feels like my butt is on a fryer. 'Cause when the train shakes, fire. Yeah, I got a little buddy there. You had a hold on me right from the start. A grip so tight I should earn a Purple Heart. My nerves all jumping and acting like a fool, while my bum, she burns, needs some lube to keep cool. Go away, Hemi. Thank you. This thing has its own zip code. Oh, fire! I don't have $20,000. I'm going to a doctor. Thank you. Well, Dr. Snip Snip took care of business, and I no longer had a Hemi, nor did I have a drug-free body. Hello, Vicodin. Western medicine. Thank you. So, now that I can sit like a normal person, I am back in the academy. I get a call from my old twin, KK. It's funny. In my time in Scion, a lot of people would call me for advice about the organization. Hi, Rosie. Hi, KK. What's the story? Morning glory. What's the word? Hummingbird. So you're back in the Purif again? That's right. Something's wrong. Don't ignore it. Go report it to LA. Don't delay. If you don't, then you won't get your win. Then there was my hot actor friend. I'll call him C. C got arrested. C was sent to ethics. The ethics officer keeps pushing him to join staff because criminals are just the sort of people you want on staff, right? C doesn't want this. C wants to leave Scion for good. Called a blow. So who does he call? Hello, Mistress Rosie. This is Mr. Hot Stuff. No staff for me. I'm ready to leave. They're recruiting for staff? You just gotta say no. Stick up for yourself. I don't want you to blow. Well, the org heard I was getting these calls and were pissed. So the org calls me. All these phone calls, why call me? Why these phone calls? Can't they see? Stop these phone calls. Let me be. I'm not staff. Something strange. This whole thing needs to change. In Scion, you have someone called the Keeper of Tech, or KOT, whose job it is to make sure everything is 100% Hubbard. Well, then the real kicker happens. I'm at my day job. The company owner is a cute guy, a Scion P. My boss is a Scion woman, D, who has the hots for the owner, P. In comes a call from the KOT, and she's loud. I'm 2 feet from my boss, D, and it's like I am in the middle of this phone call hearing everything, and I don't want to hear any of it. Why? Because the KOT is spilling romantic secrets about P, which only could have been revealed in auditing or ethics, and it's supposed to be 100% private. Hello, Mrs. D. This is the keeper of tech. Have I got dish for you about P? She's spilling the beans about his sexy routines. I'll report it by fax. Gotta cover my tracks. In Scion, if you fail to report something unethical, you will be deemed just as guilty and there will be a price to pay. The KOT did not like that I reported her by fax, as people were strolling by the fax machine and could possibly see the report. So she decides to nail me. I get a call from someone in the ethics section. Ross, you've done it again. They're all calling you. You know you're not trained. You're causing a stew. But we'll fix you right up. 2 intensives will do. Can you borrow the funds? Credit cards convert to. Sick checking, my finances, it's wrecking. Sick checking. So I'm ordered to sec check again. And this time I agree to do it. Why? Because I had been doing well and I wanted more success. Well, aside from the usual, have you ever had an unkind thought about L. Ron Hubbard? There was a whole tailor-made section about me and eavesdropping. After spending another $7,800, at the end, my auditor looks at me and says, "The needle shows you're clean. You've done nothing wrong." I know that. Thank you. So the sec check did not help. It broke me. Spiritually, financially, and in my career, I did not work for another 3 years. I call those the lost years. Three years later, I do a workshop in New York with the great director and teacher, Milton Katselas, who owned the Beverly Hills Playhouse. He rocked my world and woke me up. He was a scion, but he did things on his own terms. I knew I had to get to LA to study with him. Shortly after that, I'm walking out of Zabar's Deli, and I have a vision of my very alive mom's funeral, and I heard bagpipes. She's part Scottish, and I broke down crying. The next day, my oldest brother left me a message that at 2 a.m., our mom had gone into something like a diabetic coma and had been rushed to the hospital. She was out doing fine, but I did not need any more signs. I had to get to LA. I'd study with Milton, have a crack at film and TV, and I get to be with my family in Marin County all the time. New York, I love you. But LA, here I come. It's the summer of 2001. I've been in Scion 16 years. This is CC Int, also known as the Chateau. This is where Tommy C actually is. This business isn't sounding so risky. You go to Bronson and Franklin, stop at the Chateau, have some Calmeg in the Rose Garden, see famous people you know. Hey, I'm liking the crowd here, keeping shaking at bay. Gotta keep taking courses in Scientology. Well, it took me several months to go on study at CCN since I just really did not feel comfortable there. The entire staff is Sea Org. They feel gender neutered in those military outfits. I mean, for years I was told, Roz, LRH says, what's true for you is true, but he also says masturbation is bad. You can pull in pictures. My rebuttal was always, what's true for me is I like those pictures. Thank you. And now I feel like I'm in a military priesthood. I paid for all that training. I just did not want to go. I loved the Beverly Hills Playhouse. That's where I felt alive. Oh, but then I injured my back, and my dance teacher, a scion, urged me to go to CC Int. I did. When they heard I was injured, they said I needed to redo the PTSSP course, which I'd done 2 times before. It's a course that's supposed to enable you to confront and shatter suppression. Just a side note on how this church views PTSness. When JFK Jr. died, I heard many scions say his plane went down because his magazine, George, ran a critical article on Scion. When 9/11 happened, I heard a very high-up scion say, all those people died because they were PTS. Now get this. Everything bad that has happened in your life, to everything bad that has happened in history, you're PTS. You're connected to a suppressive person or group. My course supervisor was a 24-year-old with a celestial type name, so I'll call him Cloud. Cloud called with ashtray intention, Roz, you need to get back on course. You're injured, so your PTS. Source can help you. Oh, Cloud, I will. Thank you. I was such an ashtray. PTS. I'm PTS. Life keeps happening every day, PTS. When opportunity comes my way, I fall on my ass and there's hell to pay. I know, of course, what Source would say, PTS. I'm driving in my Cavalier. I'm suddenly hit in the rear. Who's to blame? It's me, my dear PTS. I know why it's me. I'm PTS. It's a certainty. Ow! Shit! PTS. Cloud, I'm having cognitions. The Hindenburg. They were PTS in that balloon, right? Right, Roz? Amelia Earhart. PTSness caused that plane to get lost, right? Right, Roz? The Lindbergh baby kidnapping, right? Right, Roz. Oh, all those Kennedys. Right, Roz. Forget the Amber Alert. It should be the SP Alert. And Sarah Palin. Look at what's happening with her kids in her political career. Who's the SP there? SP. Sarah Palin. It's her. So right, Roz. Yes, I'll look. Yes, I'll find the suppressive jerk controlling my mind. Yes, I'll try. Yes, I'll dare to find those SPs. Yes, I swear. I'll cut out every SP in my life, even if it turns out to be a loved one. Yes, I will. I'll be strong and let them go. PTS. While I was crawling up my bridge to becoming a Ron bot, there was a witch hunt on Milton Katselas. Scary, right? There was a witch hunt on Milton. There was something added to this course that said Stanislavski-based acting was harmful to the being. And simply because Milton referenced Stanislavski in his teaching, it was used to discredit him in the scion world. There was also issue that he wasn't moving up his bridge or ethical enough in his personal life. The star of the TV show Karma and Craig was a key player in the revolt. FYI, there was a program designed to actually destroy Milton, and you can find that on the net. Today, the Beverly Hills Playhouse has nothing to do with Scion. In fact, the new owner was declared a suppressive person for speaking out on their policy of disconnection, a policy they try to say doesn't exist, but it does. Yeah. So I'm on this course 2 years, and Cloud is putting the screws to me while my dad is battling for his life with lung cancer. Cloud reports me to ethics for not expecting and finishing in their expected timeline. On top of that, one of our family dogs, Maxford, was gravely ill and in the pet hospital. I'm pushed to complete my course the next day. It was tough, but I'd do it. Right before Thursday at 2 p.m., their statistics deadline. I got in my car, and I drove like a bat out of hell to the airport on my birthday. Papa, can you hear me? Maxie, can you feel me? Papa, I can help you not be frightened. I remember everything you taught me, everything you've ever said. Yes, all your words and every look will help us face what lies ahead. Papa, how I love you. Maxie, how we need you. Papa, Maxie, Mom, I home. Max was so weak, and I could see the fear in my dad's face. He could not lose Max. I stayed up nights talking Maxie through, and he made it. Max fought death, so could my dad. So I'm on this grueling schedule of flying back and forth to be with my folks in Marin County. And one weekend I'm with them, and I get a call from my LA doorman. Ross, there's someone from the Church of Scientology here to see you. I have a really bad Spanish accent. Really? Put them on. Rosie, baby, Rosie, booby, Rosie, darling, Rosie, we've been trying to reach you. Rosie, we've got something to tell you. Rosie, it's important or we wouldn't call. We're downstairs. What are you doing infringing on my privacy? I don't care about what you're selling. My dad is sick. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, they reported me to ethics. But you want to know why they were at my place? It's 2007. I'm in Scion 22 years, and the basics get released. The basic books are the backbone of Scion, and we've been studying these books on different courses since Hubbard wrote them. Now we're being told they're re-released because originally, when they were transcribed, there were suppressive transcribers altering Hubbard's technology. And now they've been restored to 100% Hubbard. Plus, there's newly discovered lecture series to go with each book. Wait a minute. Hubbard was alive when these books were published. We've been studying with these old books, pushed to buy these old books. Now we're hounded to buy a pricey new package, and you've known the old ones have been incorrect for how long? This cannot be true. It stinks. I call a Scion friend. I am so pissed. She's worried about my doubts. She says, go to this woman. She's very high up in their chain of command. She will fix everything. I will call this woman Souffle. because her head was full of air. Souffle, thanks for seeing me. I'm a direct gal. Why is this whole basic book thing not fraud? Roz, you're not the only one who's been a little upset about this, but it will all make sense. You need to see the bigger picture, Roz. Have I got a deal for you? Wait till you hear it. Have I got a deal for you, Roz? Who, Roz? Wow! 18 books and their lectures to boot. New editions, there's no more dispute. The kind of info you just can't deny. Only $3,250 to buy. Sell your stocks, sell your bonds. Look at what's happening in your life. Look at your dad. You're the scion. You get trained. You buy these basics. You'll help your dad. Rise. Have I got a deal for you? You gotta take it. Have I got a deal for you? Dad's not gonna make it. Buy these tomorrow. You'll help him survive. Souffle, I don't have stocks or bonds. I have $5,000 to my name. I'll start with one book. No, you must buy the entire package. I could see this was getting me nowhere. The next day, I get an email. Sell your stocks, sell your bonds, that. I email back. Obviously, you did not hear me. So read this. I don't have the dough. Go fuck yourself. Thank you. So where did I end up? Ethics! Part of getting out of that trouble and to get them off my back was I sucked it up and I bought $1,900 worth of the basics. Several months later, on November 5th, 2007, my dad died. I was devastated. I got compassion from some in the org, but this is how a lot of hardcore scions view death. Roz, your dad will get it next lifetime. He'll be ready for scion then. So, with a bitter chip on my shoulder, I'm back in the basics course room. I finished the first book in the series. After 23 years, I finally read Dianetics. It talks about auditing down to the point of conception, and I'm thinking, how is this going to help my shaking? And how much longer is this going to take? I'm on course, and I hear this woman talking to the soup. And this woman says she's almost to the top of her bridge and bankrupt. I'm thinking, this is never going to end. I am going to be her at the top of my bridge and bankrupt. I'm not even clear. I've just been dog paddling in the shallow end at the lower levels for 23 years. She's supposed to be at the magical levels where she's at cause over matter, energy, space, and time. And she's bankrupt? Then I'm walking down the hallway. It's Thursday before 2 p.m., their statistics deadline. And I hear staff members screaming, I can get it for $20,000. I know I can. Is that what this church is? Is that all there is? Is that what this is? If that's all there is, my friends, just statistics rising, then break out the booze, run out the door. If that's all that is, after that, a magical time did happen for me. I met a man who was not a scion. Open-minded, smart, and fun. We had a blast and fell in love. He was trained as an engineer and thought in a scientific way. He made so much more sense than this scion. Well, he changed my world when he took me to Bill Maher's Religulous. Did you guys see that? Yeah. That's where I first heard of Xenu. I whispered to my old boyfriend, "We don't believe that." He whispered back, "How do you know?" See, we're taught if we read that upper-level material stuff too soon, we'll get pneumonia and die. And we believe it. Shit, he's right. How do I know if Xenu is real or not? And then it got scary. They killed a guy at CC Int. Yep. A guy drove into the parking lot, wielding a sword. And rather than shoot him in the arm or the leg, they shot him dead. I do not feel safe with these people. Who I feel safe with is this man. I love him. But if they find out about his beliefs, they will find a way to make me leave him. But I am trapped because my mind is controlled, and here's how they do it. 1, we're brainwashed into believing that the world outside of Scion is dangerous, and that if we leave, we'll pull in something terrible and have a horrible end. 2, they believe if you leave, it is because you have big-time crimes and are hiding them. 3, we are urged not to read the internet or any negative press, as it will all be lies, fed by those seeking to destroy Scion, like those in the field of psychiatry. 4, if you leave and are critical, you will lose your friends and family inside. 5, fair game. This applies to anyone who attacks the church. I liken it to the Hunger Games. It states that you may be deprived of property or injured by any means. You may be tricked, sued, lied to, or destroyed. Hubbard canceled the policy, but then issued another one stating the only reason he canceled it was for PR reasons. And to do it. And they do. You see why it's so difficult to leave? Well, after seeing Religulous and this killing in the parking lot, I did the unthinkable. I went on the internet. Xenu, an evil intergalactic dictator who 75 million years ago brought people to the planet Earth, then known as TGAC, and blew them up with hydrogen bombs. Their remaining evil essences surround us and are the cause of our spiritual harm. Xenu, who knew? The church is guilty of the biggest government infiltration of all time, with 5,000 Scientologists as covert agents, shredding documents on L. Ron Hubbard. 11 church members went to prison, including Hubbard's wife. It was called Operation Snow White. So, not only is this sci-fi cock-a-doodle-doo, but they're criminals. 23 years in, $60,000 out, and I'm still shaking. You better shake your tuchus out of there. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out. Tommy C, Johnny T, come with me. Tom, the mission is not impossible. John, I'm staying alive. So can you. Tom, we're gonna be the Top Guns and get as far away from this place as possible. But the bad dreams, the nightmares, the brainwashing, the fear. The mind control, the fear that I'd lose my friends inside, the fear that I'd pull in something horrible and die because it's mind control from Commodore Ron. Mind control from Commodore Ron. Take your cow mag and follow my brilliant con. Mind control from Commodore Ron. Commencing auditing meter on. Fake cognitions, but I'm source, I'll be with you. This is mind control from Commodore Ron. I'm gonna make you poor, and your needle floats in a most peculiar way, and your bank account is plummeting today. Here am I holding my 2 soup cans. I lie to the world. Planet Earth is blue, and your cash I will accrue. Can you free me, Commodore Ron? Can you fleece me, Commodore Ron? Can you cheat me, Commodore Ron? Ron the con! I let go of the soup cans. I learned last year that my shaking is called essential tremors. It's a neurological condition that a lot of people have. I did not need soup cans to tell me that. So, call me Mrs. Campbell's, but I am wrapping my Liptons around this, and I am progressoing on in my life. I've been out 5 years. I'd have a recurring nightmare that I was trapped at CC Int and could not get out. This is what it can do to you. This is a cult. 2 years ago, I started posting critical comments about ex-scion in blogs using my real name. I have a friend who's still in, and she said, CC New York called and said I had been declared a suppressive person and had gone off the deep end. She replied, until I see it in writing, I won't believe it's true. And until then, you can't tell me not to speak to her. And by the way, Roz just shot a movie with Streisand, so I don't think she's gone off the deep end. Yes, Roz did. And my sister's name is Roz. Just know, the cult may try to fair game me with this show. So I want it on record. I have never had a history of mental illness, nor have I ever tried to commit suicide. Early on, my dad wanted to have me deprogrammed, but my mom advised him against it. She always felt my common sense would kick in and I'd leave. My dad died, never knowing I got out. The day after he passed, our mom gave each of his kids a letter he wrote entitled The Rest of My Life. In the part to me, he talks about my being on certain life paths and how time and relationships would change. And though I'd no longer have his counsel, I'd have my own common sense to save me from serious life errors. I know now he was talking about my getting out of the cult. He was just smart enough not to tell me what to do. My mom died September 30th, 2012. I am so very happy. She got to see my exit, and that I got to work with my most favorite, Barbra Streisand. My folks taught me that You can believe in whatever you want. You can believe in a rock. But before you mortgage away your home to buy that spiritual rock, don't you have a right to ask what's under it and look? They taught me to stand up and speak out when I see something wrong. Mom and Dad, thank you for making me the strong dame with a conscience I am. The Commodore didn't make me. You did. Scientology is all about going clear and control. Here's what I'm clear on. There is no control. You only have choices. Are they from fear or love? And life happens. And let it. There is no way we can really be cause over matter, energy, space, or time. Anyway. On a clear day, Ross, look around you, and you'll see who you really are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star you feel part of, every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never seen before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and ever more.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ross Cohn, Jake Anthony, directed by Joshua Finkel.